There's this thing in TDS called the defense attribute. There is this whole formula to calculate it, but simply, it makes your towers do a certain % less damage, and it is very annoying. There are also certain towers that will bring the percentage defense number down, also known as defense melting. These towers include both versions of the Pyromancer, the Electroshocker, Freezer, Cryomancer, Frost Blaster, Jester, Toxic Gunner, Trapper, the DJ, and a few consumables. So today, I decided to find out what is the maximum amount of defense melting you can possibly do. Is there a cap? Will it drop to 0%? Or can it possibly go to the negatives? Let's find out. You might be wondering, it's easy, just bring every tower that can melt defense, right? Well, it's not that simple. You see, certain towers' defense melting abilities don't stack with each other. For example, the Pyro's defense melting abilities don't stack with the Golden Pyromancer, Trapper, Molotov, and the Napalm Strike. A good rule of thumb here is that the same elements don't stack with each other. Fire doesn't stack with fire, ice doesn't stack with ice, electricity doesn't stack with electricity, and poison doesn't stack with poison. You get the idea. I was originally gonna do this in the Juggernaut challenge, but I just missed it and it's gone. So I did regular Fallen instead. And for some reason, I also decided to try matchmaking, so yeah, I don't know why. Also, here's my final loadout. DJ, Gold Pyro, E-Shocker, Cryo, and the Toxic Gunner. Okay, here is how the game went. I am doing early game because, well, I don't really have any late game towers besides supports. Also, I don't have farm, and since it's a quad game, I am barely getting any money. During the early game, I am basically placing one of each of my towers. Also, this guy helped out by placing a militant. I eventually got a DJ for the discount, and from there, it was pretty simple. For me at least. All I did was upgrade my towers whenever I could. With all of that set up, here's what we're able to do. Without using the DJ's ability, we were already able to melt the Fallen Giant's defense from 60% all the way to 10%. With the Fallen Shield on wave 27, this time, using the DJ's ability, we were able to bring its defense from 50% down to just 1%. Keep in mind that none of my towers or the DJ were even maxed yet. When the Jester appeared again in the later waves, we were able to get rid of his defense entirely. When the Fallen Guardian appeared on wave 38, we were able to once again completely melt all of his defense. That's pretty much all of the enemies with high defense. And then we just won. That was actually a pretty fun game, especially seeing the enemy's defense just disappear. The results were also pretty weird. Some enemies seems to have a cap on how much they can get their defense melted, some enemies don't, and some are just completely immune to defense melting. You probably liked this video, because you made it to the end, so why not watch another? In this video, I compared the regular minigunner against the golden minigunner to see which one is actually better. The results may not be what you're expecting.